Hi friends, today's my topic is on humerus. Features of humerus are upper end, shaft and lower end. Before learning all the features of humerus, we should be having a clear idea on humeral view. We can appreciate here the diagram shows the posterior aspect of humerus. There are anterolateral surface, anteromedial surface and posterior surface. The vertical dotted line shows the anterior border and on the left there is lateral border and on the right there is medial border. This shows the humeral view. First we should learn about the upper end. Head of the humerus is directed medially. Humerus has three neck, that is anatomical neck, surgical neck, morphological neck. Anatomical neck, it is the line that separates the head from the upper end. Surgical neck, it is the narrow line separating the upper end of the humerus from the shaft. Morphological neck, it lies 0.5 cm above the surgical neck. It shows the position of epiphyseal line. Coming to the second part, that is shaft. Borders of the shaft are anterior, lateral and medial. First border is anterior border, whose upper one third has lateral lip of bicipital groove. Middle one third characterized by anterior margin of deltoid tuberosity. Lower one third is rounded. Next border is lateral border, whose medial one third has radial or spiral groove. Lower one third has lateral supracondylar ridge. Last border is medial border, whose upper one third has medial lip of bicipital groove. Middle one third which continues below with medial supracondylar ridge. Coming to the surfaces of shaft, anterolateral, anteromedial, posterior surfaces. Coming to the first surface, that is anterolateral surface, as the name suggests, it lies between anterior and lateral border, whose upper half of this surface is covered by deltoid muscle. Anteromedial surface, it lies between anterior and medial border. Its upper one third forms the floor of the bicipital groove. Nutrient foramen is present near the medial border. Coming to the last surface, that is posterior surface, it lies between medial and lateral border. Middle one third is crossed by radial groove. Coming to the last subheading, that is lower end, it has articular part and non-articular part. Articular part is characterized by capitulum and trochlea. In Latin, capitulum is called little head and it articulates with head of humerus. Trochlea. In Greek, it is meant that it is pulley. It articulates with trochlear notch of ulna. Coming to the characteristic feature of trochlea, that is carrying angle. Medial edge of trochlea projects down 6 mm more than the lateral edge, which result in the formation of carrying angle. Coming to the non-articular part, middle epicondyle, which is subcutaneous. Lateral epicondyle, it is smaller than medial epicondyle. Then its anterolateral part has muscular impression. Next is lateral supracondylar ridge and medial supracondylar ridge. Next is coronoid fossa, which comes under the non-articular part. It is the depression just above the anterior aspect of trochlea. It accommodates coronoid process of ulna when the elbow is flexed. Next is radial fossa. It is the depression present just above the anterior aspect of capitulum. It accommodates head of radius when the elbow is flexed. Next is olecranon fossa. It lies just above the posterior aspect of trochlea. It accommodates olecranon process of ulna when the elbow is extended. Coming to the clinical aspect, common sites of fracture of humerus are surgical neck, shaft and supracondylar region. Next clinical aspect is supracondylar fracture. It is common in young age and the three bony points of normal elbow forms equilateral triangle in a flexed elbow and are in one line in an extended elbow. Waxman ischemic contracture. It occurs due to occlusion of brachial artery. Next is poor blood supply. Humerus has poor blood supply at the junction between its upper and middle one-third. Head of humerus commonly dislocates antero-inferiorly. I hope this video will be useful. Thank you.